Good morning, Nottinghamshire Badness fans. May the 4th, out in the countryside in Sutton Ashfield. This is the River Mourne, and we're adjacent to Kingsmill Reservoir. And what we've come to look at today is a remarkable piece of British engineering. This is the Kingsmill Viaduct. We'll start down below and then work our way top side. This is the oldest railway viaduct in the country. I hope you heard the echo then. It's certainly something to be proud of. Restored in 2019. Built for the Pinxton to Mansfield Railway. In 1817. Not only the oldest railway viaduct in the country, but surely one of the most spectacular locations we could have. This is where the River Mourne runs out of Kingsmill Reservoir. I don't know how long the plates and through bolts have been installed, but there's quite a number of them, but you can't see any bulging or any problems within the stonework, so maybe they've been put there more of a precautionary measure than from necessity. Let's scramble up this little track and we'll get a look from the top. This track certainly looks very unofficial, but the reason I start at the bottom and work my way up is because I believe it gets better. Absolute fantastic structure, and it's in Mansfield, Nottinghamshire. Something to be proud of. Just scramble up here. Here's Kingsmill Reservoir. Oh, windy. Kingsborough Hospital in the distance. That's the black footbridge that goes over the Robin Hood line. That section of line was built to replace this, because as you go through over the viaduct, there's quite a tight sweeping bend that swings around towards Mansfield, and I guess it would have been a very slow track to run on, so they put the other line in to speed things up. Let's go and have a look. Let's have a quick look at the dam. See the ducks? And the River Mourne starts its journey from here and flows off through Clumber Park and Thoresby, I believe, on its way to the River Trent. So the viaduct was restored in 2019, and They've made a really nice job of it. It's a cycle route, pedestrian route, horses can come along here. Lovely place to stop and have a picnic or a brew when the weather's nice. I guess this is an imprint of the mill that stood here where those houses are now. There's a little bit of a history board that explains a bit about the history, some historical records. Came to the Dukes of Portland through the Duke of Norfolk and the Welbeck estate. I think it says here that it can be, the history of the mill can be tracked back to 1087. Anyway, this is the viaduct we've come to see, and it's an absolutely cracking piece of engineering. Something to be so proud of here in Nottinghamshire, that we have the first viaduct looking over the edge into the River Mourne. There's a nature reserve that runs down here towards Mansfield, and you can walk along there. You can see kingfishers, an array of wildlife. But I think it's May the 4th today, and it's so cold and windy. We've had storms in the night. I suspect the wildlife have thought better of it. So here we have a bit of information. Kingsmill Viaduct, built 1817. Mansfield and Pinxton Railway, 1819 to 2019. So there's a 2-year gap between it being built and the Mansfield and Pinxton Railway taking the structure on. I believe it was built as a wagonway initially, so that will be before they had steam locos to pull stuff across, and then the railway took it over and it became the railway line. Kingsmill Reservoir has a little cafe and information stuff. It's renowned for its wildlife around the reservoir, and again down here through the nature reserve. Maybe best to visit on a day that isn't sleety and haily and windy and rainy and typical fine British weather. So the Mourne drops into this pool. I guess the idea of the pool is to slow the water down as it tumbles out of the reservoir and heads off down towards the River Trent. Not a place to fall in, especially on a day like this. You can see here where the cycle route continues over the railway line and becomes the Timberland Trail, which will be another video, and eventually connects it with National Cycle Network's Strands Route 6. But there we have Kingsmill Viaduct. Thank you very much for looking at the video. Please click like. Please subscribe to the channel, because my numbers are coming up, and I hope to bring you more and more stuff about Nottinghamshire, about bikes and anything to do really about Nottinghamshire and the sort of things I get up to, and I just hope that you do find them remotely interesting. Anyway, thank you for watching, and catch you next time.